What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's discuss AEW Dynamite from February the 28th, 2024. This was the go-home show to this Sunday's Revolution, and we will go over the preview and predictions for that. But before we get into the show, we want to send our thoughts and our prayers and condolences to Virgil, to his family. Virgil passed away earlier this morning. He passed away, and we send our thoughts and prayers to the family of Virgil. It's been a real tough week for wrestling fans. We just lost Ole Anderson on Monday, and then we just lost Virgil. So we send our thoughts and prayers to both families. So we kicked the show off with Hangman Adam Page. So he gets on the mic saying that this appearance may not be a good looking way to start this speech. But he talks about what AEW has meant to him since he's been there. He mentioned his world title win that he had in 2021 as a big moment and the biggest accomplishment of his career, and that's why it hurts him so much that opportunity in front of him again, and to have this injury. Then, when AEW decided the title match would be a triple threat match, he decried the decision, and he still feels the match should have been a singles match. He's not going to apologize to Swerve or Joe, but he's going to say that this Sunday at Revolution, he's not going to be able to compete. So the crowd, they boo. Swerve comes out, the crowd pops. So Swerve says, for the past 6 months, the battles they've had, saying he didn't expect this to happen. He targeted Hangman because of his reputation, and to say he doesn't respect Page would be a lie. But you can't change fate, and you cannot change destiny. Swerve says that his destiny is to go into Revolution and become the AEW World Champion. A statement that the current champion takes umbrage with. So Samoa Joe comes out. He says, these men talk about destiny, and notice these two enemies seem to be trying to hug it out, but before offering some truth to the crowd. So Samoa Joe calls them out for focusing on each other, seemingly avoiding eye contact with the champion. Joe runs down Hangman Adam Page before saying he and Swerve are hungry, accomplished wrestlers, but they need to realize the only reason that they're hungry is because Joe is starving them, because he's the AEW World Champion, and he'll wipe one or both of their asses. I'm like, damn. And then Swerve reminds Samoa Joe that he's more than happy. He's more than just a hungry competitor, saying that he'll do whatever it takes to become champion. Swerve says after he beats Joe, who knows what will happen. Maybe he'll go back to commentary wearing a poncho in the rain. Who knows? Swerve declares that this is his house. And then out of nowhere, Hangman attacks Swerve with the crutch. And this was all a ruse. So Hangman is basically yelling at Joe, saying that he'll be champion after Revolution. So this is great. I enjoyed this. This is a decent little segment here. Really good shit here. So very good stuff. Although it sucks we didn't see them for the remainder of the night, but it is what it is. It's Tony Khan booking. moving on. So, we go to earlier today as the Young Bucks arrive at the arena, where Renee Paquette talks to them about their match at Revolution and Sting's final appearance on Dynamite. So Renee Paquette asks them about the meeting they had with Ric Flair, but get a little response aside from it. It went amazing. Before Matthew asked if Renee had seen Sting, because the pair planned to conduct an exit interview to point and acquainted by the appearance of baseball bats. Okay, that's fine. So they have baseball bats, and they're looking to find Sting. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Like Nick, I think it was Nick who had on a pink suit, and Matt had on a black one. Who really gives a shit? Moving on. So this leads us into our first match tonight. This was a long trios match, that being the Blackpool Combat Club, which is Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli, versus Eddie Kingston and FTR, which is Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. So Danielson gets the win via a triangle choke. So that was great. So he hit the running knee that he does, double psycho knee. Then he follows that up with the kicks to the head, and then he locks in the triangle choke, and Eddie Kingston goes to sleep. So really good shit there. It's fine. So that's good. Moving on. So we see a video package of Chris Jericho as Lionheart facing Atlantis and CMLO and teaming up with Luchador. So that was good. So kudos to AEW for doing that shit. That was really good. Normally they don't do that. They don't. So we go backstage where Renee Paquette talks to Chris Jericho about his upcoming match. Jericho talked about his history with CMLO and Atlantis, saying that he was excited for this match when the AEW CMLO partnership was announced, and promising to show Atlantis Jr. things he hasn't seen before, promising victory. So, and then he spoke Spanish, so that's pretty good. I'm fine with that. Kudos for AEW for doing that. At least we got a video package and everything else, so I did enjoy that. Because normally, you don't do those things. Moving on. So, Will Osprey, he comes out. He gets on the mic. So, Will Osprey says hello to the Huntsville crowd, thanking them for being so inviting, as he addresses what went down between his last New Japan match and tonight, showing his appreciation that he is prepared to be all elite. He reminds the fans that he's been around here before, beating the likes of Orange Cassidy, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho. He's been rolling around with the Don Callis family, and everything has been good. So then out comes Don Callis. He says there's nothing that he likes more than a Don Callis family reunion. And so the crowd boos the shit out of him. And then Don Callis addresses what he and Will Ospreay accomplished together with his previous matches, promising to top that with the match of the decade, being the best wrestlers in the world together in Tenosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay. Don says this is like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen going hard at each other during practice and then getting together to win championships. It doesn't matter who wins at Revolution because ultimately the winner will be the Don Callis family. He tells Takeshita and Will Osprey to shake hands, and they oblige, and then they have a little bit of choice words with each other, back and forth. So Don tries to shake it off, just a little, friendly banter. So that's fine, but again, why the fuck would you do this shit, okay? Why are we having Osprey and Takeshita? It doesn't make any sense. Like, this is stupid. You've got a million other guys on the roster that you could put in Takeshita's place. I just don't get it. I don't. It makes zero sense, but it is what it is. Moving on. So we go backstage where Eddie Kingston starts to talk to Renee Paquette about his match Revolution. Regarding the Continental Crown Champion. So he's interrupted by the Young Bucks. They're looking for Sting. They run the champ down before moving on to look for Sting. So that's fine. And they said they're going to start fighting Eddie Kingston if he doesn't, have a dress code or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? Screw this. Next, Orange Cassidy versus Nick Wayne. This was an open challenge for the AEW International Championship. So Orange Cassidy wins via the Orange Punch. Daniel Garcia got involved, as well as the Undisputed Kingdom. They got involved as well. They came out to the crowd. They had a brawl with Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. Who gives a fuck? Fuck this shit. And then post-match, Roderick Strong, he runs in to beat down Orange Cassidy. So he gets the upper hand. So we know that he's not winning on Sunday. Man, the Undisputed Kingdom sucks. They really, really do suck. Oof. Moving on, we go backstage again where Renee Paquette talks to the Bang Bang Scissor Gang ahead of a match at Collision on Saturday. So they joke around a little bit about Max's failed rap last week before agreeing who's competing at the show because everybody loves the Acclaimed. So who cares? This is nonsense again. Poor Jay White. I felt so bad for Jay White. Moving on. So Sky Blue defeated Chris Statlander with the help of Julia Hart. So she got involved. She hit Chris Statlander with the TBS Championship. And this allowed for Sky Blue to hit the code blue for the 1, 2, 3. So this is fine. Moving on. So the Young Bucks, they continue to hunt for Sting backstage. They arrive at his locker room, only to find a bunch of baseball bats hanging from the ceiling. So this confuses the Young Bucks and enrages them. So I guess it's not really that important. So this leads us into Lionheart Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. Jericho defeats Atlantis Jr. via the Walls of Jericho. But Atlantis Sr. throws in the towel. So apparently Mr. Atlantis Sr. was watching TNA when they did when Alex Shelley and Moose had the No Surrender match in the towels and whatnot. So, I'm just joking, but no, that makes sense though. Makes sense. It was a good match though. It was a solid match. So, post-match, all three guys embrace. That was all that happened. Then the Young Bucks, they come out to ringside looking for Sting and Darby. So they stare down a couple guys in the crowd. A couple fans were wearing Sting masks. So one of them attacked them, and it was Darby Allin. So the Bucks, they beat the shit out of Darby. They hit the EVP trigger, and then They continue to beat down. And then out comes Ric Flair. He comes down to make the save. But the Bucks get their revenge on Ric Flair with a low blow. They beat them down. They beat him down. And so Matthew and Nicholas, they help the ramp with their bats looking for Sting. But he comes out from the Raptors and he beats down the Young Bucks. Then Darby hits a coffin drop, taking out the Bucks. And then I believe it was Nicholas Jackson who ate the Scorpion Death Drop. And Sting and Darby stood tall alongside Ric Flair to close the show. So this is fine, I guess, but this Dynamite was all over the place. Nothing made sense. Just nothing made sense. This was actually, in my opinion, just a waste of 2 hours. I'm not going to hold you guys up. It was a waste of 2 hours. Nothing really happened. I don't know. Tony Khan needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of help. On to the predictions. So, we have FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club, which is Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. FTR probably will win that. Then we're going to have Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW Continental Crown Championship. I think Danielson's probably going to win. Well, no, never mind. Scratch that. I take that back. Eddie Kingston's going to win that one. Then we have Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm's going to retain. Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong will probably win. Continuing on. Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia. TNT Championship. Christian Cage is going to retain. Actually, no, my bad. I take that back. Edge is going to get involved and take out Christian. So Daniel Garcia is going to win that via the help of Edge. Then we have Tenosuke Takeshita versus Will Osprey. I don't understand why that's there. It doesn't make any sense. Who wins? I really don't care if I had to pick a winner. I'm going to say Will Osprey. Because this might involve maybe a face turn for Will Osprey. I don't know. It depends. Triple threat for the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland. Samoa Joe is going to win, obviously. I don't know who's going to take the pin. I don't know. Should be interesting. And then the main... No, not the main event. Before we go to the main event, we got the All-Star Scramble match. So it's Chris Jericho, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, and 2 more guys to be added. I'm going to go with Wardlow winning. It makes the most sense. And then the main events, Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. The Young Bucks. Actually, no. Take that back. I'm going to go with Sting and Darby. Why wouldn't they win? It's Sting's final match. Sting should go out in a blaze of glory. And I think that that makes sense. I could see them them relinquishing the titles. I think that would make sense if they would just relinquish the titles. I don't know how they would do that because apparently this was Sting's final AEW appearance, but I think that was just to, say that. So I do expect Sting and Darby to win. Hopefully Revolution is not going to be 4 hours long. But but I'm not really all too excited for Revolution except for the Sting and Darby match. And really, that's about it. But what did you guys think of Dynamite? It could have been a lot better, man. Tony Khan really needs some help. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.